Hello, and welcome to Mr. C's presentation on labeling polygons. If you don't know what a polygon is, you are watching the wrong lesson. Go ahead and you should be able to access and find my lesson on polygons, which you're going to need to know about before you check this lesson out. Okay, so today we're going to learn about two different kinds of polygons. One's called a triangle, one's called a quadrangle. You probably know what a triangle is. If you were born before yesterday, you should probably know what a triangle looks like, but we're going to break apart the word and talk about it. But a quadrangle might be a little more difficult. So let's go ahead and answer the question we always answer. Why do we got to know this stuff? Well, first of all, labeling shapes and geometry makes them less confusing. A lot of these words are going to pop up again in the future, so to learn the vocabulary now is going to help you to become not only smarter, but really kind of faster and more capable. Capable means that you're able to handle things in geometry. And quadrangles and triangles are all around us. Road signs and classrooms, and you probably even have some, I guarantee you have quadrangles at the desk you're sitting at, in your bedroom, in your house. So it's going to be interesting after you learn the vocabulary to be able to identify these things, okay? So first, we're going to start with the word triangle. And the way that I like to learn math terms is to take the word, if I can, and chop it up. Because a lot of times there's some, the word itself is really big, but when you break it down into little smaller pieces like try and angle, the word becomes a little less confusing. You know what an angle is. If you don't know what an angle is, you should stop this video right now and check out my lesson on angles. But we're going to break these up. We're going to take that little prefix there, try, and then our root word, angle. Okay? Now, like I said, you already know what an angle is, right? An angle is when two lines or line segments or rays come together, right? Let's do one line segment here, one line segment here. I'll even put points at the end, just like we like to do, okay? So here's an angle, right? Starts at point A. We have our vertex at point B, and then it ends at point C. So this is angle ABC or CBA, whatever you'd like to call it. We know what an angle is. What about this little prefix try? Okay. Is there any other word that you can think of that has the prefix try? Think about what you rode before you rode a bike. Did you ride a tricycle? How many wheels did a tricycle have? Well, if you ever rode a tricycle, you would know, I'm going to try and draw a little picture of it here. You would know that a tricycle has 3 wheels, right? This is our little seat here, right? We've got 1 wheel, 2 wheels, 3 wheels. There are 3 wheels on a tricycle. Who's ever seen Little Mermaid? Come on, you've all seen it. You've seen it, boys. All right, we've all seen Little Mermaid. Do you know King Triton? What does he have? King Triton has something called a trident. Okay? Remember, it's that little forky thing? It's like a huge fork, right? Well, how many points are on a trident? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this prefix try actually just means 3. Okay? And almost any word you see where you see this little prefix try, it usually, 99 times out of 100, just means 3 of something. Well, in this case, what are we dealing with? We're dealing with 3 angles. Triangle is 3 angles. Let me go ahead and show you how that looks. So look, we're going to start out with 1 angle, right? Start at this point here. I'm going to do it in a different color so you can tell. Okay, I'm going to create an angle. Here's my vertex, right? Create another little point here. And then down. I've created an angle, yes? Well, watch. I'm going to create another angle sticking with the same polygon. Remember, it's a polygon, so we're going to have to close it up eventually. Okay, look, I've just created another angle. Do you see it there? And then by closing the shape, I have created 3 angles. Let me show you. Here's angle 1. Here's angle 2. And here's angle 3. I have created 3 angles in one polygon, okay? Straight lines, none of them cross, and it's not an open shape, it's a closed shape. So this is a polygon, right? And since it has 3 angles in it, we call it a triangle. Remember, tri means 3, and we know what an angle is. There's 3 angles, a triangle. I bet you never knew that's why we call it a triangle. Okay, well, let's move right along, right? Let's go ahead and talk about quadrangles. What are we going to do? Let's chop up the word. Angle. All right, well, we're going to take these, the prefix quad and the root word angle, that in the middle. I'm not exactly sure why it's there. I think it makes the word sound better because you wouldn't want to call it a quadrangle. I think quadrangle probably sounds weird, so they threw the R in the middle. Quadrangle sounds a little nicer. But really, we're going to look at the 2 parts of the word here. We're going to look at quad and angle. Remember, we know what an angle is. I'm not going to put the points. Well, I might as well put the points in this time. Okay? There's an angle there, right? Well, what about this prefix quad? Where have we seen the prefix quad or quar or qua before? Has anyone ever ridden on a quad? I never have, but I know I had buddies in high school who were like, oh yeah, I go up into the woods, my uncle's cabin, we ride quads all the time. Remember? You ever heard of a 4-wheeler? Well, that's what a quad is, or at least that's what my buddies called a quad. Let's see if I can get a good, that's a terrible picture. But let's see, and I'll connect it, and then I'll draw a little dude riding on top. Woohoo! Okay, yeah, I'm riding on a quad. And he also wears a helmet, because if you're smart and you're riding on quads, you wear helmets. Okay? That is a horrific picture, but I want you to kind of imagine in your mind, you know what a 4-wheeler is, right? Okay, how many, well, I just gave it away, but how many wheels are on a 4-wheeler or a quad? 4. How about a quarter? You guys ever seen a quarter? Of course you've seen a quarter. Let's see if I can draw Washington here, President Washington. There's his little nose. Okay, here we go. Crossing off. Okay? Pretend like that looks like a quarter. How many quarters are in a dollar? 4. There are 4 quarters in a dollar. All right. And then I'm going to give a shout out to some of my Spanish-speaking friends. What about the word cuatro? Let's write that right there. Cuatro. What does that mean in Spanish? 4. Okay, it means 4. Quad, quar, or qua, any one of those prefix usually references the word, or the number, I should say, 4. So we have quad, which means 4, an angle, which is where lines come together. So we have 4 angles in a quadrangle. There are lots of different kinds of quadrangles, and we're going to get into that even more in depth in lessons to come. But let's go ahead and just draw one. So here we go. Here's one line. We're going to make a point. It's going to join another line. Look, there's an angle right there. We'll make another point. There's another angle. Now we've made 2 angles. Let's make another point here. This line's going to create a 3rd angle, and then when we connect it to the first line, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 angles. We have a quadrangle. Quadrangle. 1, 2, 3, 4 angles. Right? Triangle, 3, quad 4. 3 angles, 4 angles. Whoa. Cool. They also happen to have 3 and 4 sides. But I wanted to break the word apart so that you could see that really what you're talking about in the word is the angles. Okay? Yes, it has 4 sides, which create 4 angles. Triangles have 3 sides that create 3 angles. Cool, huh? Yeah, super cool. Woo! We're getting excited now. Okay, so let's back it up, or let's kind of rehash and say, what did we learn? Okay, well, we learned that triangles and quadrangles are formed from angles, which come or are formed from lines and line segments. Okay, well, that's easy. If you've ever seen a triangle or a quadrangle, now you know what a quadrangle is. But if you've ever seen these things before, you know they're usually made of lines or borders of some sort. Triangles and quadrangles have a different number of angles in them. And we learned that tri means 3 and quad means 4. Ah, very good. I have a feeling at least a few of you learned something there, okay? And they're all around us, okay? Look at your computer. You're looking at a computer. You're staring, probably, at a quadrangle. Look, count the number of sides on your computer. Is there 4? Do they come together to create 4 angles? Yes, it's a quadrangle. Think of where you've seen triangles before. Think of how many angles are in a triangle. 3. Okay? Cool, huh? They're all around you. All right, so now that you know it, I want you to try it. We're going to start out, put 3 angles together, create a triangle. Make it as big or as little or as crazy looking as you want, but make sure there's exactly 3 angles. Then I want you to put 4 angles together to create a quadrangle. And then I want you to take a look around you in the room. I want you to find a triangle if you can. I want you to find a quadrangle. That should be easy. And I want you to sketch them somewhere in the room around you. If you have to leave the room and go somewhere else, I'm sure you should be able to find a triangle and a quadrangle and to sketch it. Okay? I hope this helped. And like I said before, we're going to move forward with quadrangles. So our next step is we're going to break down. There's lots of different kinds of quadrangles.